Welcome everybody, François Latarpe, JDR D30. This will be a ramble about the RPGS project, one-shot series that I'm doing once in a while, to talk to you about some changes I will make about it. Yeah, just to be brief with that, in case you don't know what is RPGS. RPGS was a book, okay, that came out in 2014 that you can have it for free. 16 kingdoms. All written by different authors. It was very fun to do. I did one of them, and I had this crazy idea back then to run a one-shot in every one of those kingdoms in English and in French with the different game systems every time. Some game systems that I found for free on the internet just to promote the book and have a a proof that the game was played somehow. Every kingdom was played somehow. So yeah. To tell you the truth, it's hard to keep the pace. I did a couple of them, in fact, but it's not as fast as I would have wanted them. Some challenges rose up, and yeah, it was slower than I would have liked. And last week I had this challenge. A French YouTuber sent a challenge to other French YouTubers, though it could be a challenge sent to anyone, to set, to have something done in 6 months, okay, to make a promise to yourself. And I decided that I had to finish RPGS. Technically, it's possible, okay? Technically, it's something that is totally possible. Will be hard, but I had to change some of the parameters of what I've set up. First of all, it won't be for the rest of the kingdoms to be played. It won't be different game systems. I have to choose one game system to ease up the task. Okay, something that slowed down a lot. The fact, the regularity, it was to learn a new game system every time. That is something that I did for me. And, I did want to have this great experience of learning different game systems and trying them out. But it was just for me. It was not a need for the project. So looking back at it, I said, yeah, okay, just screw out the different game system thing and choose one game system, okay? And to tell the truth, many of the game systems that I've tried out were not that good or were not that fit for me, okay? So it's part of the experiment, okay? I've gained a lot of knowledge through this, but now if I want to end up what is the remaining kingdoms in 6 months, I have to have, I need to run it with a game system that I like. So, and one of the thing I tried to do with RPGS that never really worked well, it was to play with different players every time. So I was not really able to achieve it, but throughout all those games I had some players that were coming back. So I might do it the classic way, having the same players at every one-shots, and maybe link the remaining kingdoms into some sort of a campaign. A campaign that will be played in 6 sessions, visiting every one of those areas. Okay, I have maybe some works to do on that, but it kind of be an interesting work. So if I have the same players, these will be adventurers traveling and discovering the different kingdoms. That should be the idea. I've made some thoughts. I've made some research about the game system I would want to use with that, because it was serious enough for me to take some time to think about it. Came up with different game systems that I would like Savage Worlds, the Cortex system, D6 system, Forge Engine, which is a quite interesting system, and True 20. And by making some readings and all that, True 20 came out as the game system I want to use. Different reasons behind that. Well, why some game systems kind of been popped out of the list? Well, Savage Worlds and the Forge Engine, I felt that there was many stuff to be manipulated on a table, and I felt that it was more easy to have those games on regular tables, you know, on physical tables. So I'm not going to Roll20 or stuff like that, virtual table, to simulate that. I just want to, you know, the flow of a conversation to take place. So yeah, that's why I didn't took them. Cortex system was, well, a very good choice, but the game was a little incomplete. I needed something that had more support, like spell list and monster list and, you know, race list. Everything is in there for you to customize, but I don't want to take time to customize stuff. So that's why this one has been popped out. D6 system could have been an obvious choice, especially for me, since I'm a big fan of that system. But D6 system, while reading and taking the time to think about it, I realized that what part I did like for the D6 system wasn't very fit for fantasy. You know, magic is not that good in D6 system. You know, the game that I had success with D6 system were more modern ones. You know, I've made a Westerns adventure, I've made Men in Black, Star Wars. It all worked well. So yeah, I couldn't keep that one. True 20 was, you know, fulfilling all my needs. I like the game. It's the D20 system, all right, but in a way that I really like it. And you know, you have monsters, spells, everything you need, and you know, a cinematic system, and something very freeform. So the next RPGS, the remaining RPGS, will be played with True 20. That's what I wanted to say today. So that was the great information and scoop of the day. So any questions, comments, please leave them below. François Letarte, JDR D30, and up to next time, I hope you have as much fun in your life as in your games. Goodbye.